Something extraordinary is happening in my comments section. Hundreds of you are telling me the same thing. You're keeping your 20-year-old cars instead of buying new ones. Not because you can't afford new, but because you don't want new. One viewer wrote, "My 2004 Passat has 400,000 kilometers and I can fix everything myself. A new one would break at 100,000 and cost 5,000 euros to repair a computer." Another said, "I'll drive my old diesel until they pry it from my cold, dead hands." This isn't nostalgia, it's a full-scale rebellion against modern cars, and the data backs you up. Used car prices for 20-year-old vehicles have increased 40% while new car sales collapse. People are choosing simplicity over sophistication, reliability over technology, and freedom over surveillance. The automotive industry's dirty secret is out. Modern cars are so bad, people would rather drive something from 2004. After my last video on European cars breaking after warranty, the comments section exploded with something I didn't expect. It wasn't just complaints about new cars, it was hundreds of declarations of independence. Viewers proudly stating they're keeping their old cars forever, not as a temporary measure, but as a conscious choice. The numbers are staggering. The average age of cars on European roads has increased from 8.4 years in 2010 to 12.1 years in 2024. But that average hides the real story. Millions of people specifically choosing cars from the early 2000s, the sweet spot before everything went wrong. One comment summarized it perfectly. 2000 to 2005 was peak car. Complex enough to be comfortable, simple enough to be fixable, reliable enough to last forever. That comment got 2,400 likes. You're not alone in this. You're part of a movement that's terrifying manufacturers. If you're holding onto an older car or thinking about buying one instead of new, smash that subscribe button and ring the bell. Because this community is writing the playbook for automotive independence that manufacturers desperately don't want you to see. The most common theme in your comments was beautiful simplicity. "I can fix my 2003 Golf with a 20 euro socket set," one viewer wrote. "The new Golf needs 3,000 euros diagnostic equipment just to change the battery." That's not an exaggeration. Many modern cars require software authorization for basic maintenance. The examples you shared were incredible. Someone with a 2001 BMW 330i described replacing the entire cooling system in their driveway for 300 euros. The same job on a 2021 model? 2,400 euros at a dealer because it requires software bleeding procedures. Another viewer with a 2004 Audi A4 rebuilt their entire front suspension for 400 euros using YouTube tutorials. Try that on a new A4 with adaptive dampers and air suspension. But it goes deeper than just repairs. You talked about understanding your cars completely. One comment stood out. "I know every sound my 2002 Octavia makes. I know what every vibration means. It talks to me, and I understand it." Modern cars just throw error codes that mean nothing. This isn't Luddite thinking, it's practical wisdom. A mechanic from Hamburg commented, "Cars from 2000 to 2005 hit the perfect balance. OBD2 diagnostics for troubleshooting, but mechanical systems you can actually fix. No encrypted ECUs, no proprietary tools, no manufacturer gatekeeping. The financial impact is staggering. The average annual maintenance cost for a 2003 Toyota Avensis is 800 euros. For a 2023 Toyota Corolla with hybrid system, advanced safety features, and connected services, 2,400 euros. You're literally paying 3 times more to maintain a car that's supposedly more reliable." Your hatred for modern technology was visceral and universal. "I don't want a car that needs updates," wrote one viewer. "I want a car that just works." Another said, "My car shouldn't be a subscription service. It's a machine, not a Netflix account." The examples of technology failures you shared were horrifying. One viewer's 2022 Mercedes wouldn't start because of a failed software update, pushed automatically overnight. Another's BMW locked themselves out because the comfort access system glitched. A Volkswagen owner couldn't use their climate control because the touchscreen died. 2,100 euros to replace what used to be 3 knobs. But the surveillance aspect triggered the most anger. "My new company car tracks everything," one commenter revealed. "Speed, location, harsh braking, and even how long I stop for lunch. My 2004 Passat doesn't spy on me." Another added, "Insurance companies want to monitor my driving for discounts. My old car can't be monitored. That's worth more than any discount." The subscription services particularly infuriate you. BMW charging you for heated seats you already paid for. Mercedes wanting monthly fees for acceleration. Audi asking subscriptions for phone integration. One comment nailed it. "I bought the car, I own it, but apparently I'm just renting the features." That's why I'm keeping my 2005 that has everything permanently. A software engineer commented with insider knowledge. Modern cars have 150 million plus lines of code. Windows 10 has 50 million. Your car is literally more complex than your computer. That's insane for something that should just transport you reliably. The reliability stories you shared destroy every marketing claim about advanced German engineering or Japanese dependability. Modern cars aren't more reliable. They're just time bombs with warranties. One viewer's testimony was typical. 2003 Volkswagen Passat, 467,000 kilometers. Original engine and transmission. My neighbor's 2019 Passat needed a new DSG at 61,000 kilometers. Another. My 2005 Honda Accord has 380,000 kilometers. Burns no oil. My brother's 2023 CR-V drinks a liter every 1,000 kilometers. Honda says that's normal. The pattern was consistent. Older cars lasting 300,000 to 500,000 kilometers with basic maintenance, while modern cars suffer catastrophic failures before 100,000. One mechanic commenter explained, modern engines run hotter, thinner oil, tighter tolerances, more stress. They're designed for emissions and efficiency, not longevity. A 2000s engine was overbuilt. Today's engines are optimized to death. The diesel discussion was particularly revealing. Dozens of you mentioned keeping old diesels specifically. My 2004 1.9 TDI is unkillable was a common theme. 500,000 kilometers and counting. Compare that to modern diesels with DPF, AdBlue, EGR failures costing thousands. But here's the killer statistic one of you found. Insurance companies report that cars from 2000 to 2005 have 60% fewer mechanical claims than cars from 2019 to 2024. Think about that for a second. 20-year-old cars break down less than 5-year-old cars. That's not progress, that's regression. Now here's where your comments got really angry. The only reason many people buy new cars is because they're forced to by emission zones and city restrictions. I'd keep my 2003 diesel forever, but London ULEZ bans it, one viewer wrote. So I'm forced to buy a worse car that pollutes more to manufacture. The hypocrisy infuriates you. One comment got hundreds of likes. My 20-year-old car that's already built is somehow worse for the environment than manufacturing a brand new car with batteries from China? It's not about environment, it's about forcing consumption. The stories from different cities paint the same picture. Paris banning pre-2006 diesels, Stuttgart restricting Euro 4 vehicles, Amsterdam planning to ban all combustion by 2030. One frustrated commenter wrote, "They're legislating our reliable cars off the road to force us into debt for unreliable new ones." But you're finding creative solutions. Several mentioned registering cars as classics to avoid restrictions. Others are moving outside city zones specifically to keep their old cars. Some are even converting older cars to LPG or CNG to meet emissions requirements while keeping the simplicity. A particularly insightful comment, "The rich people in my city all have brand new Range Rovers that emit more than my 2004 Golf, but mine is banned and theirs isn't. It's not about emissions, it's about class warfare." The pride in your comments about maintaining your own car was beautiful. This isn't about saving money, it's about independence, understanding, and connection with your machines. "I've learned more from YouTube and my 2002 BMW than I ever did in school," one viewer wrote. "I can now rebuild engines, diagnose electrical issues, even reprogram ECUs. Try learning that on a new BMW where everything is encrypted." The community aspect came through strongly. You're helping each other keep old cars running. Forum posts from 2008 still solving problems today. One commenter mentioned, "There's a guy in Poland who reverse engineered parts for my 2001 Alpha. Heroes like him keep our cars alive while manufacturers try to kill them." The parts situation was fascinating. Many of you mentioned the robust aftermarket 20-year-old cars versus nothing for 5-year-old cars. "I can get every part for my 2004 Octavia from dozens of suppliers. My friend with a 2020 Karoq can only go to Skoda. Monopoly pricing." But the best comment was philosophical. "Working on my old car is therapy. It's logical, mechanical, honest. If something breaks, there's a reason. Modern cars are black boxes of despair. Something breaks, nobody knows why. Computer says replace everything." The economic arguments in your comments were irrefutable. Keeping an old car isn't just cheaper, it's dramatically, life-changingly cheaper. One detailed breakdown. 2004 Audi A6 bought for €3,000. Annual repairs average €1,200. Insurance €400. Total annual cost €1,600. New A6 lease €600 per month, €7,200 per year. I save €5,600 annually driving a better built car. Depreciation mathematics particularly resonated. New cars lose 20% driving off the lot. My 2003 Mercedes is appreciating. It's worth more now than 5 years ago. Another, my 20-year-old car has already depreciated. It's worth €2,000 forever. My neighbor's new car loses €2,000 every 3 months. The insurance discoveries were shocking. Many of you found that classic insurance for 20-year-old plus cars is cheaper than regular insurance. My 2003 M3 cost €300 per year on a classic policy. A new M3? €2,400. Insurance companies know old cars are maintained better and driven more carefully. But the comment that hit the hardest: I did the math. Keeping my 2001 Passat running for 20 more years, even with major repairs, will cost less than 3 years of payments on a new one. And I still have a car at the end. Your comments revealed something profound. This isn't just about cars, it's about rejecting the entire consumption model. You're not just keeping old cars, you're making a statement. Every time I drive my 2004 diesel past a Tesla, I'm voting against planned obsolescence, one viewer wrote. Another, my old car is a middle finger to manufacturers who think we're stupid enough to pay €50,000 for a computer on wheels. The pride in your comments was palpable. You're not embarrassed by your old cars, you're proud. I park my 2003 Volvo next to new BMWs at work. They look at me with pity. I look at their repair bills with laughter. Young people particularly surprised me. Many commenters in their 20s specifically bought old cars. I'm 23. All my friends lease new cars they can't afford. I bought a 2002 Civic for €1,500. I own it outright. I can fix it myself, and it outlasts their leases. The knowledge preservation aspect was beautiful. You're keeping skills alive that manufacturers want dead. I'm teaching my kids to work on our 2004 Golf. It's education the system doesn't want them to have. Independence from corporate control. Here's what your comments reveal that's terrifying manufacturers. You've figured out their scam, and you're not playing anymore. The auto industry depends on you buying new cars every 3 to 5 years. Your rebellion breaks their entire model. If everyone kept cars for 20 years, the industry would collapse. They know this. That's why they're pushing legislation to force you into new cars. One commenter who works in automotive shared, "Management is panicking about the old car problem. They're lobbying for stricter inspections, higher taxes on old cars, anything to force replacement. They know their new cars can't compete with old ones on merit. The subscription model is their desperate attempt to ensure revenue. If you won't buy new cars, they'll make you rent features in old ones, but you're rejecting that too. My 2003 doesn't need subscriptions. Everything works forever, and that's why they hate it. The planned obsolescence isn't hiding anymore. You've exposed it. Every comment about timing chains designed to fail, plastic parts that dissolve, software that bricks itself. You've documented their strategy, and now everyone knows. Your comments have revealed something extraordinary. A massive grassroots rebellion against the modern automotive industry. You're not just complaining, you're actively resisting. Keeping your old cars isn't just practical, it's revolutionary. The numbers support your choice. Old cars are more reliable, cheaper to maintain, possible to repair yourself, free from surveillance and immune to corporate control. The only advantage of new cars, meeting city restrictions, is artificial, political, and temporary. You've discovered what the industry fears most. Their new products are inferior to what they made 20 years ago. All the technology, complexity, and advancement has made cars worse, not better, and you're voting with your wallets and wrenches. The comment that summarized it best: "They can pry my 2004 diesel from my cold, dead hands. It's not just a car anymore. It's a symbol of resistance against planned obsolescence, surveillance capitalism, and corporate greed." Your 20-year revolution isn't about going backwards. It's about rejecting a future where you own nothing, rent everything, and remain dependent on corporations for basic transportation. Every old car running is a victory against this dystopia. Keep your old cars, maintain them, learn to fix them, teach others, share knowledge, build community. Because every kilometer you drive in a 20-year-old car is a kilometer of freedom that terrifies an industry that thought they had you trapped. How long are you planning to keep your old car? What's the oldest car you're daily driving? Share your stories below, because this community is writing the manual for automotive independence, one comment at a time.